All right, guys, welcome to iCAST 2024. This is the world's largest trade show for fishing and boating products. I'm gonna take you through, I'm gonna show you the newest and coolest fishing products here at iCAST. We have some pretty amazing stuff, so let's go see what the future of fishing is. I'm here at Hex Tek. I saw a really interesting line of baits here. Now, they have a hex pattern on them. I thought that was for maybe how they would travel through the water or something, but then I just talked to Jay here, and he has this incredible product called bait fuel, and it's basically like a fish attractant, almost in like a lipstick form that you can rub on the bait, and it actually makes the baits far more effective. So Jay, you got to show me what's going on here with the bait fuel.
So here's the bait fuel hard stick. It's actually a water-based wax that you can put onto your hard baits, you can put onto your soft baits. It goes on almost like a paste, and it'll stay on the bait and really get those extra bites, especially when fishing gets
Okay,
tough.
so like when I buy new baits from the store, sometimes they get that stinky smell and they're kind of slimy. This doesn't smell like that. How come it doesn't smell like fishy or nasty?
Well, it doesn't smell anything to you, but the formula inside, as it disperses in the water, the fish can pick it up, pick up the scent of it.
Incredible. So this will attract the fish, but it won't make all my tackle nasty and all that.
Correct. That's the nice thing about it being water-based.
Awesome.
You're not going to stain anything on it. It doesn't stink, so your hands don't stink when you use it.
Okay.
Now, with our baits, like the Hex Tek series, you don't have to use this on it. You can, but these all come infused with the bait fuel already in.
Oh, okay. All right. And I can reapply as needed. Now, like all my old baits, can I go ahead and just rub this on my old Senkos, my old craws and all that?
Absolutely. Okay. So you could use this topically, or we have our injector kit, which is new. So kind of like if you were injecting a turkey, frying a turkey.
Oh, yeah.
And you have these canisters that are pre-filled with bait fuel.
Yeah.
And you can take your soft plastic and inject the scent into it. So then you get a slow release of the bait fuel as you're fishing.
Oh, that's incredible. All right. I love it, man. Because I have tons of old baits and I hate throwing stuff away, but they get kind of dry. And so I would really like this so that I can kind of revitalize my old baits and get them back in the game.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Now the old baits that, I have some smooth old Senkos and stuff, but your baits here have a hex pattern on them. Is that so that kind of collects the bait fuel a little bit more?
Yeah, so a couple reasons with the Hex Tek baits. So these are brand new release for us this year. One thing with all these hex patterns is it increases the surface area of the bait, so it actually releases bait fuel better. The bait fuel that's already in the bait. Also, with those extra cavities, it will hold the bait fuel better, putting it on topically. If you notice as well, on the bait, they're not round, they're actually a hex shape, so you have flatter sides, so you get better sonar return on it as well.
Interesting. Okay, all right. Well, hey man, that's incredible. I really love it. I'm definitely gonna pick one up so I can revitalize my old baits, and I'm gonna look into this hex bait patterns here because I really like your designs here. I like your craws, and I think it's a pretty nice looking bait.
Awesome, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Jay. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. We are at the Cast King booth, and they have the new iReel. Now, this definitely looks like the most futuristic fishing product I've seen so far. We've got AJ here. He's gonna run us through it and tell us all the features of the new iReel.
So this is the iReel 2. Okay. Notice I said 2, this is the second version. Actually, I should say this is kind of the third version. We came out last year with the iReel 1, which was an automatic braking design, and then it had a secondary version, which is the full electronic controlled braking.
Oh,
pretty
all
neat
right.
stuff, as well as the ability to pull in and retrieve and go over data analytics that your reel is doing in real-time fishing.
Okay, wow, this sounds pretty advanced. Okay, so first off, you said electronic control braking. Now, I love fishing with a baitcaster, but I bird nest that thing all the time, and I make myself look like such a knucklehead among the other fishers. It's really embarrassing. Will this thing stop me from bird nesting?
So this reel is going to take a lot of your worries and completely eliminate them. It's fantastic. Now, let's also go back and think about it. Don't feel bad about bird nesting. Even the greatest pros in this building always bird nest. There's a million different equations to cause a bird's nest. But of course, with the innovative designs that we have here at Cast King, we're trying to help reduce that dramatically, if not eliminate it 100%. And this reel right here is going to definitely help do that and make anybody become the greatest fisherman they've ever wanted to be. You ever thought about skipping with a baitcaster?
I've tried, dude, and I immediately either tangle it up or bird's nest. Like, I can't even do it.
Now you can, because this reel is designed with different functionalities and a computer processing chip in it that you can tell it, hey, I want to go skipping, and you can get out there with a baitcaster and skip like your favorite pro, like you've been doing it for 20 years.
Okay, so I see here, this thing literally has computer chips in it?
It literally does. So what we have is a dual system processor chip that's called the Triton. So in our first version, we had a dual chip. One would control the data analytics on a Bluetooth spectrum, and then the other one would actually control the braking. There's a misconception that you have to charge this reel for it to function, which is not true. It's always going to function on the braking side because every time you turn that handle, it's self-charging in real time on the first version as well as this version.
Okay, so this thing's like a Tesla with like regenerative braking. Like when you're reeling this thing, it's charging the brain
Pretty
back
much,
up.
kind of almost think of an alternator.
Okay.
As it turns, it's creating an actual electronic field that it's saving in its own battery system.
It also has a battery in here?
It does have a secondary system that would have to be charged for data analytic retrieval.
Okay.
Now, so you could go out, let's say you didn't charge the data side of it. That doesn't matter, it's fine. You can actually go out, fish all day long with this reel, and it's going to perform like it should. Come home, charge it, plug it in, and then it'll sync that data if you want to retrieve it back to your phone. But as far as the braking and all the great options of controlling that spool so you can get out there and have a great day of fishing with a lot of minimal problems or any issues like that, it's going to function fine even if you didn't charge it because it self-charges every time you're turning that handle.
Okay, gotcha. Now, would you say this is more for the beginner fisherman or the advanced fisherman, or
both? Everybody.
Both?
This is a reel for everyone because no matter how things play out in the fishing world, whether you've been doing it really well and you don't need to actually have an electronic control spool, once you use it, you realize how nice it is. Plus, let's say the wind picks up and you're not as good as controlling your spool with wind and the different action of rods and light lures. Now you can take something that hey, I'm a great fisherman in most spectrums of the field, but I don't excel in this field. Now you can take a reel that's going to let you be a pro in all fields.
Okay, and what about switching up bait? So for example, I'm fishing with a Senko with a tungsten weight, and then I want to switch over and flip a frog or something like that. Like, is there different settings for different types of baits in here?
Absolutely, it's a great question. I'm glad you asked it because it definitely goes into some of the things that we've learned. So when we first fired up the iReel, the first gen, nobody else had ever had a computer chip that measured what the spool is doing and how it's performing. With that technology, from the first time we opened it up, we learned, unlike some of the other people in the market, that there are different flight patterns, if you will, on what your bait is doing. And the fact that you said mixing it up between, I want a heavier lure, a lighter lure, I'm going to go skipping, those are different characteristics. You add wind to the equation, rod length, line, those all change it, and it can vary. So if going to a big lure, you can adjust for a big lure, flipping, pitching, distance.
And this is all in the app.
All in the app.
Is there a way to adjust this without pulling my phone out? Is there settings on the reel?
So you can set the reel, you can turn the reel, a dial on the side of the reel. That's going to allow you to go to those different features, and it will light up and tell you with an indication.
Okay, and then I saw some glasses up here. What's going on with the glasses?
So the iReel also has an option to where we put out a pair of sunglasses that are also going to not just give you functions and an extra avenue of great system and learning some of the different things that is happening in real time with your reel. It's going to report back to you and say casting distance was X amount so far. So like you can see here, they're adjusting in the app some of their distance, right? And then of course with those glasses, it's going to tell you your casting distance was 26.59 with a max speed, and in real time this is what's happening. And then of course you're getting a graph. It's going to report that information back to you audibly, so you can hear that whether you have the glasses or not. You can play it off your phone. You can Bluetooth it to maybe some speakers on your boat or in your backpack, and you can hear it in real time audibly.
Nice. So if I know there's like a bass bed 30 feet that direction, I can cast and they'll say 28, and I know I got to go farther. And if I hit 32, I know I'm past the bed and I'm coming right across it. So all that information is right there.
Absolutely. And collectively, like we all know that like sonars, graphs, forward-facing sonar, all those kind of things can give you information of like, I can tell that there's a bass. He's over here in this distance. I need to make my cast that way. Well, with the iReel, that just gives you another thing on this side of the rod and reel to say, okay, you did achieve that. You're getting here, or you're coming up short or too far, and you can take and put those together to get that perfect dialed in attack to make sure you're getting your lure where you want it.
That's incredible. I'm definitely going to get on the water and test this out one day. I'm not the best fisherman, but I think something like this is definitely going to help me become a better one. So AJ, I appreciate all your information, man. The iReel 2 looks amazing. Thank you so much for running us through it.
Not a problem, man. Thank you, guys. Think iReel 2, fueled by innovation.
Awesome. One of my favorite things in the fishing and boating world is inflatable paddle boards and stuff like this, inflatable chairs, inflatable docks. We're here at the Pop Board Co. and they've got some pretty awesome inflatables. I'm gonna take you over to Nick and he's gonna show us some of your coolest products. Hey Nick.
Happy paddles.
Good to meet you.
Great to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, man. So I see a lot of cool inflatables. We got really nice looking paddle boards, docks, chairs. But what interested me the most is this here. This looks like an inflatable landing craft or something, man. What do you got going on here?
Yeah, so we're in the DNA of our brand here at Pop, marine boating, yachting is just right there in the middle of it. So outside of really making the fun on the water, the inflatable paddle boards, the inflatable docks and chairs like you mentioned, we wanted to level up and say, I think we can do the boat and dinghy and tender a lot better. Right now, everyone that makes one makes the one you think in your head. It's white or it's just gray and it looks like it's rotting away. So we partnered up with Rover Marine and designed a boat and a catamaran that allows you to go to and from the shore with style and then with utility. So with our new Battle Cat, which is 10 foot, it's designed so that way you can tug around a group of friends, load up some gear, and then quickly with a drop ladder, turn just a little down the water in the water.
Okay, so this thing looks like a utility beast. And
Yeah.
I see you just said you got a ladder that goes in the front?
Yes, you can attach your ladder pretty much Navy SEAL style. It throws it over the front.
Dude, this is awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
you just jump in there, get your tanks, get underwater, have fun,
Yeah.
laugh and splash, and then getting in and out makes it a lot easier.
Right.
The
Okay.
biggest
So
obstacle-
that ladder hangs down pretty good because I like to dive a lot, and one of the hard things getting in and out of the boat is getting the extra step to get up in the boat. This thing pretty good with that.
Yes, it is. It's going to be relatively stable. Just due to the catamaran design,
Yep.
which naturally brings stability in the open bow, just allows that easiness of getting to and from and out of the water.
So how long is this?
This boat's 10 foot, but when it deflates, it sits in a package about 3.5 feet.
Okay, so a 10-foot boat, and I can pack it up in basically like a large suitcase and
Exactly.
goes in the car. Dude, that's
Exactly.
amazing.
Yep.
Now you put motors on it. Like what do you got?
Yeah, power packages, you have several
Yep.
options. This boat that you see here, 10 footer, is good up to a 10 horsepower engine. It's best probably at 6 horsepower.
One of the things I like here is you have a lot of looks like handles. You've got a lot of accessory. It looks like you got a whole accessory rail in here. I
Yes.
love gadgets. I love attaching things in here. What could you put in here?
So what we did is I think we're the first ones to attach a daisy chain inside of a boat, which
Yep.
makes the attachments universal. Whether your bag's small, large, waterproof or not, you can clip it to the side rail of the pontoon of the boat. And on both our Paddle Cat and Battle Dinghy have this attachment. So that way nothing pops off on a big choppy day.
Yep.
You can just secure whatever you're doing, tanks, spear guns, you name it, you can latch it right in there and feel safe about it.
Awesome, man. This is so cool. I just love utility. I love all the different options, and this thing looks awesome. I would love to get out on the water and try it someday. Just an inflatable landing craft, man. That is so cool.
You picked the day,
thank you
let's do
so
it.
much for showing me, Nick. I really appreciate it. The product looks awesome.
Awesome.
And hopefully we'll see you on the water.
Thank you, cheers.
I absolutely love catching fish, but I do not enjoy cleaning fish. It's very annoying. I've cut my hands and I'm just not very good at it. So I just saw a really awesome product that's gonna help with cleaning fish. Let me take you over to Crystal from the Glove Scaler. So I just saw this. I see you guys are you're just ripping the scales right off the fish so easy. How do you do it?
So the Glove Scaler is the only patented glove, never been done before, a 2-in-1 product. A glove and a fish scaler to quickly grip and scale fish by using your hands, offering a faster way to descale any type of fish, hard scales, soft scales, and eliminate this old Ice Age tool. Who needs that?
Nice.
The one and only glove scaler where we
Okay.
can descale any type of fish.
It's like you literally have blades
Yes.
on a glove pretty much, right?
Well, they're very dull. They look
Okay, yeah,
intimidating,
right.
but they are the descale spikes
Okay.
that will easily remove the scales off your hands.
And then
off your fish.
Yeah, no, not the hands. Yeah, and the
Yes.
material, is that like a cut resistant or what
So
is
yes, so this is our manufacturer prototype, but the newer and approved glove, yes, will be puncture resistant and fully waterproof. And we're sold out, guys. So we need to get your pre-orders in.
Wow. Okay.
At our website.
All right. Well, it looks awesome. And did you seriously bring a fish for us to?
I did. How
Yeah.
could I come to the iCAST
Okay.
and without a fish?
Okay. All right. Let's see it. All right.
All right, let's do this. All right. And you can either scale in your hands with your fingertips or on the surface, hold the spikes down and look at the scales coming off.
Look at that. Nice.
It's like butter.
Even
you
the
know?
little ones.
Even the little ones.
Yeah.
I'm done. Let's flip it over.
Very nice.
Or I can use my left hand if I want.
Awesome.
It doesn't matter.
And I like because when you're grabbing it, they're not going to slip out because you literally have like hand cleats.
Or my thumb, get underneath the belly, behind it. Easy peasy. Glove
Beautiful.
scaler.
Awesome. That's incredible. All right. Now, is your hand fishy right now?
Absolutely not.
No?
And ladies, we got to protect that fresh set. I am not fishy. And look,
Okay.
it did not fly everywhere. Everyone knows when you scale a fish, the scales go flying, but they're right here because this acts as a shield and a barrier
Okay.
to make sure it's messy, less messy.
Okay. Awesome.
Cleaning fish is never easy, but we take the messy and make it breezy. So
Okay.
How about that?
All right. I love it. That's genius products.
Thank
I
you.
really like it. It's really going to help with scaling fish. Crystal, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys, there are many hazards when you go fishing, and one of the worst fears of fishermen is this right here, getting a hook stuck right in your hand like I've got now. And if you were to get hooked in your hand like this, how are you gonna get it out? You're gonna rip that hook right out of your hand? I don't think so. Well, my buddy over here, Michael's got a solution for us. So Michael, can you get this hook out of my hand for me?
I sure can.
How's it going, Michael? Good to meet you, by the way. This is
Nice
my
to meet
real
you.
hand. Yeah, all right.
This is the DHUKR tool, the human fish hook removal tool.
Yep.
It does not exist. It's brand new to the market. It's ambidextrous. You can pull it out easily in all awkward places. This little hook goes around the curvature of the hook. The head of the tool goes over the shaft of the tool. You press down to disengage the barb, pull it straight out.
Wow, look at that thing. The thing popped out of there like
and
nothing.
It's out. It works from size 1 hook, size 1 hooks,
Yep.
all the way up to 8, 9, 10 tarpon hooks.
Okay. Now, how about a treble hook?
A treble hook. So here's a treble hook right here. I took the front one off for safety. So if you put one treble in, you can just go around it like normal and pop it out.
Just like the other hook. Yep.
So if you put 2 trebles in,
yeah, that's what happens.
and let's bury them.
Oh my gosh.
So you pick a side,
okay.
go over top, press down like normal, pop it right out.
Same action gets it out.
So
Okay.
you can, and flies, any size from size 1 to 9/0 tarpon
Okay.
hooks will come out. I mean, we have this here, and this is, that I can get that out.
Okay, awesome.
So
well,
it's-
man, this looks like a mandatory tool to have on the boat, and it looks like the difference between a good day of fishing and a really painful bad day of getting hooked
How
in the
about it?
hand.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And that's what it was designed for, to keep you out of the ER, keep you fishing, save you money, and
Nice.
help you enjoy those days that are few and far between when you can go out there and fish all day.
Awesome, Michael. I love it, man. Great product.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much. Nice
thank
talking
you.
to you.
You too. One of the most important aspects of catching fish is actually finding the fish. So you use your GPS, use your fish finder to get in the right location. But how do you know that the fish are actually down there? Well, in the past, I have jumped in the water, put a mask on, and made sure the fish are down there. But we don't have to do that anymore because now we have ReefScope. So ReefScope is a camera that integrates with your GPS so you can always look underwater and see what's down there. This is Matt. He's going to show us the ReefScope and show us what it does. Good to meet you, man. How you doing? Okay, so ReefScope here. I see this. Looks beautiful. You can look right down below the boat and see what's going on. And I see you've got it linked up to a GPS. So I've got my GPS location, I've got my fish finder, and I've got an image of what's going on under the boat here. Now, I see this as a Garmin. Does this work like with any type of GPS or?
All right, so it works
Yep.
with most major MFD brands, Garmin, Simrad, Furono. Yeah, so our camera is designed to be transom mounted, always in the water when you need it. It's
Yep.
always facing down, looking for structure, looking for life.
Okay.
Never missing a thing. You don't have to fiddle with anything. You don't have to drop a camera over the side. It's always there when you need it. It has a 120-degree view angle, so similar to your action cameras, your GoPros. It's got a 120-degree view angle.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so a nice wide angle and a good HD image on it. All right, very cool. And yeah, obviously it's going to depend on how clean the water is, but like, what's the typical depth that you could really see down?
Yeah, it's viz dependent, so you're going to want to
Yeah.
have clear water to start, and if you do have clear water, it works great. We use it anywhere up to 100 foot.
Okay.
In
That's a clear day.
Bahamas and Florida, just to scout ledges. Even shallower, you could look for conch, lobster.
Okay.
I got into it with a spearing in mind because that's my background, but
Yeah.
it's actually evolved into everything: fishing, scalloping, lobstering, any just finding your cell phone when you drop it.
Everything we see
into the
underwater.
water.
Yeah. I do also do a lot of search and recovery underwater, and I could definitely see very useful application for being able to see underwater for search and recovery applications as
Yeah,
well.
I searched and recovered my pole spear last week in the Bahamas. It
Nice.
fell off the T-top, so I was able to go around, locate it again with the
Nice.
ReefScope. without
Okay,
having to get in
man.
the water.
Well, awesome. The ReefScope looks really cool. I think this is a really innovative product, and it definitely solves one of my problems because, like I said, I've definitely jumped in the water many times and held onto a rope and been towed behind a boat to try and to make sure we were on the right ledge or the right reef or whatever. So this thing is going to be awesome, man. Matt, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks
for
for stopping
showing me
in.
the product, man.
Appreciate you.
When you're out on a fishing trip, one of the oft overlooked items is the ice inside your cooler. Do you bring an ice pack? Do you bring ice? Does the ice melt and all your food get soggy? What do you do with it? It's really annoying. So this just caught my eye. This is a company called Cooler Pack, and they make these really cool refillable ice packs that can attach anywhere in the cooler. And it's simple, but it really looks like an innovative product. So Joseph here is going to show me through the features of the Cooler Pack and tell me why it's so great. So Joseph, it's good to meet you.
Hey Joe, nice to meet you as
Good to
well.
meet you. Okay, so Cooler Pack. The first thing I saw here was your cooler situation here. You've got a cooler pack attached on the side there, and that keeps the cold all evenly dispersed in the cooler versus the old way of doing it, of having all the ice down here. Everything on the bottom's cold, but all my stuff up top gets hot, and I get really annoyed. So
Yeah, so we designed the cooler pack to be space efficient, right? Most importantly, when you think about cooling for the cooler, you have bags of ice that melt and get in all your food.
Yep.
Or you also have your hard blue plastic gel packs, right?
Okay.
But at home, it's a storage nightmare. And then the gel packs are actually filled with chemicals. If they ever leak, it ruins your food.
Okay.
So for us,
Yep.
we have, for example, a cooler pack here in my hand. And this one I'm holding is a 15-pound ice pack. So the way it works is you unfold it. We have a drain right here. You add water, you put it in your freezer, and you freeze it. At the end of the day, once it's frozen, we also include snap screws that go into your cooler wall, and then you put the screw in. You can
Nice.
screw it on and snap. However, if you don't want to use the snap screws, our cooler packs snap together.
okay, so I can basically line the whole inside of my cooler with the cooler packs. Nice.
Exactly.
And it's not some weird chemical you see. You just put water in there.
Yeah, so you can put water, or you can also put salt water if you want to lower the freezing
Oh, yeah.
temp.
Oh, right.
As the water or as the ice melts, end of the day, you can just drain the water out.
Yeah.
And we recently are also FDA approved.
Oh.
So with FDA approval, we can also say, hey, that water that's in here for emergency purposes, or if you go camping, go ahead and drink that water.
Oh, nice.
Right? It's just
Okay.
another option.
Okay, so you also have an emergency water supply here. And heck, I mean, I could even take this out
Yeah.
and do a rinse off at the end of the day of my gear, rinse my body off, and a nice cool rinse off.
Exactly.
Okay.
And for example, this is 15 pounds, which is equal to close to 2 gallons of water. So it's actually quite a bit of water to keep you going.
Okay, awesome. So no
Yeah.
more pulling up to the gas station and buy the ice. I got it, all the ice I need right here, and it stays up top and all evenly dispersed in the cooler where I need it. Man, that's really cool,
Yeah.
Joseph. Hey, thanks for showing me the product.
Hey,
I
thanks
really
so much,
like
Joe.
it, man. Thank you. One of the things that can give you an advantage when catching fish is using chum. But a lot of times you got to bring out a big nasty chum bag, hang that thing off the side of the boat, and the fish are eating off the chum bag and they're not grabbing your bait. Well, this is a new product to get the chum down by your bait, exactly where it needs to be to get that fish close to your bait. So this is the Chumboss. You guys got to check this thing out. This is Travis here, and Travis is going to show us the Chumboss and how it works. Travis,
Hey, how you
good
doing?
to meet you,
Good to
man.
meet
So I
you.
see Chumboss and the booty bait.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's show me what you got going on here.
So pretty much here is you have a inline dispenser for your rigging. You know, it has this DFV, which is dispenser flotation vest.
Okay.
It essentially, will use it like a bobber, these individual sticks that come out of these little boxes here.
Yep.
You can get all the different flavors, you know, Raging Cajun shrimp, all that good stuff.
So you've got your little dispenser here.
Yeah.
So you can have a little dispenser underwater, or you can have it like a bobber.
Right.
Your chum stick goes in there, so that way your chum's always going to be near your bait, bringing the fish into the bait.
Yeah, and if you're just sitting out there floating it around and stuff, wherever that chum slick is, that's where you're.
So you got a bobber. Can you also troll this through the water, or what else?
If you look over here, excuse me, fellas. If you look over here, it's all the different rigging and everything. So your typical pompano rigs, drop shots, stuff like that. You essentially take the float off of it, and then any down rigging, trolling, anything like that, it can be accommodated for.
Excellent. Okay, awesome. So that's the dispenser. And then what about you said there's different flavors of the bait itself.
Yeah, of the bait.
And they come they frozen, or what are they?
So they're not frozen, they're not refrigerated. It's more of like a dehydrated type thing.
Okay, so it doesn't need to be in a cooler or anything.
Right, yeah, you don't have to throw it in a cooler. You can just grab it off the shelf, throw it in your tackle box, throw it in your bag, and take it out with you.
Nice, awesome. So it's convenient, and it gets the chum right where you need it, man.
Absolutely.
All right, hey, awesome. Thank you so much for showing me.
Not a problem.
Looks like a great product, man.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, so whether you're fishing from a boat or fishing from a bank, it's important to have the proper footwear. So when I'm on a boat, I like to have a really nice deck boot, non-skid, non-marking, of course. When I'm fishing from the bank, I like to have a good shoe that I can walk a long distance in, sometimes walk down in the mud and get wet. And that's what I just saw Under Armour, and they have some of the coolest new boating shoes and fishing shoes. I gotta show you this, guys. This is Hans right here. Hans is gonna show us the new fishing shoes from Under Armour. All right, Hans, go ahead. Show me what you got here. I see these deck boots, and those, they look sweet, man. Those are nice.
I'm super excited about these.
Yep.
No one's ever made anything quite like these. This is a deck boot made in an athletic footwear factory. So this is the Charged Shoreman.
Okay.
Essentially, everything about this is different than anything you've ever worn before.
Oh, okay.
That's inside and out. This is going to fit and feel like an athletic shoe from Under Armour. So we've got half sizes. We've got the same athletic last or foot form we build the boot on. Internally, we've got these great heel pods that lock your foot in, even in a slip-on boot like this. You've never felt anything like that before.
Okay.
So internally, we're using our charged cushioning, which is our most popular shock-absorbing, lightweight running cushioning.
Okay.
But it's all encapsulated inside the boot, so you don't have to worry about that exposure to sun or salt water or anything else. Totally protected. And then underfoot, this is actually technology from our training footwear called Tri-Base. It's designed in that realm to maximize ground contact. Think of like high impact or weightlifting.
Yeah.
Also works really well for maximizing surface area for slip resistance.
Okay.
So we actually have this tested and certified to an ASTM standard for slip resistance, so you know it works.
Wow. Okay. So you guys really have the power and research of Under Armour and all that packed into this shoe here.
This is the most athletic deck boot that's ever been made.
Okay. All right. Now, what's the materials? It's actually like inside neoprene. What kind of materials you got going on in there?
It's actually a laminated stretch polyurethane all on the exterior.
Okay.
So that's what's really new. It keeps it extremely lightweight.
Okay.
This is the lightest weight deck boot in the market currently.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. And then on the inside where your skin contacts, what material is that?
Yeah, you've got a nice jersey lining. That's what
Jersey
contacts
lining.
your foot and ankle. So it's
Nice.
the inside of the neoprene.
Yep.
And then
Beautiful.
the top cloth of the footbed also, so you can remove that.
Yep.
So just in case these things ever do get a little stink on them,
Okay.
you can just remove it, wash them out really easy, and dry them out.
All right. Very nice, man. I like it. And then show me these shoes here. I see you got some shoes with drains built right into them. What's going on with that?
Oh, well, this is our popular series called the Kilchus.
Okay.
This has always been known for being the fastest drying and best draining footwear in the space.
Yep.
I mean, designed to get wet.
Okay.
The big upgrade here is comfort. The latest gen, we used, again, that run cushioning. So
Yep.
this is charged foam, really lightweight, really shock absorbing.
Mhm.
And then we added a highly perforated footbed inside.
Okay.
So you still have that airflow and drainage, but a lot more comfort built in.
Okay, awesome, man. And this does look like an athletic shoe. It doesn't look like a water shoe, boat shoe. It really looks like it's made for running, exercise, something like that. But I'm really impressed with that, man. Very nice.
Oh yeah, this would be a great adventure shoe. Take
Yeah.
anywhere shoe. It's all built to wear barefoot or with socks. So
Okay.
everything inside feels super soft and it's pretty minimal.
Nice, man. All right, and I love Under Armour, man. Very cool. Can you show me what you got going on for shirts these days?
Yeah, we'll take you inside the box here and go over
Let's
all the
do it.
apparel stuff.
Okay, so Hans is one of the footwear designers for Under Armour, and he knows all about the shoes. Now I've got Colt here. Colt's gonna run me through some of the boating shirts that Under Armour is offering, because they've got some pretty cool technology. Colt, good to meet you, man.
Heck yeah.
All right, so
Glad to have you here.
what has Under Armour got for us boaters these days?
Yeah, we're really excited about this new fabric that we've got called Stratus. We put it in all of our new Fish Elite Pro. So we've got the crew, and we've also got the hoodie. This hoodie's got this cool scuba style hood. We've got some thumb loops here. We've got drop-in style pockets. But the real beauty of these products is the fabric. It's the lightest, most breathable fabric we've ever had. And it still has UPF 50.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
UPF 40.
Oh, 40. Okay, well, perfect. That's what I was going to ask you, because I'm seeing these feel very like silky and thin. And I was wondering if they still offered the sun protection, but you're saying it's still a UPF 40.
Still UPF 40 for the solids,
okay.
UPF 30 for the printed ones, a little different.
Right.
But yeah, offers that sun protection even with that lightweight feel.
Perfect, man. That's perfect.
Really
for
fast
going on
drying
boat.
as well. We're really excited about this
Yeah,
fabric.
and I love the hoods. The hoods are key. Dude, they look great. Thank you so much for showing me. I really appreciate it, Colt.
Heck
and
yeah.
I would love to try one of these on the water one day, man. Thank
We'll
you.
get you in one.
One of the things I love about fishing in South Florida is the unique variety of fish we have. We have all kinds of invasives. We have invasives like snakeheads, all kinds of weird cichlids, and peacock bass. It makes for some of the best fishing in the world. But in South Florida, we don't get represented on clothing companies. Usually the clothing companies just have real basic largemouth bass and things like that, which is why this just caught my eye. This is Wetlands Clothing Company, and they have a lot of unique designs, and I got to show you some of the artwork and designs on this fishing clothing. This is Rory. Rory, good to meet you.
Hey there, how are you?
How you doing? So Rory, I see peacock bass, I see cichlids, snakeheads, I see all kind of cool fish on this clothing here, and that really piqued my interest being from South Florida. It's really cool. Can you explain some of this to me?
I'd be happy to. So for a long time in the industry, no one's ever taken care of my folks from South Florida. The invasive market's become extremely hot. Everybody wants to catch a snakehead. So what I've done is I've illustrated an entire invasive collection. We have it available in long sleeve with a built-in hoodie gaiter. So this one would be a cichlid shirt. You've got the cement culvert. You have the rusted out shopping cart. It just screams a Walmart parking lot in South Florida.
That is beautiful. You know, growing up in South Florida, I would just walk canals behind shopping centers, neighborhoods, anywhere. And you know, it's full of garbage and all kinds of stuff, but you can find the most unique fish in the canals in South Florida. And so this really does remind me of growing up and fishing the canals.
In addition to that, we have some of the more exotics like the Jaguar Capote. Beautiful fish, got incredible iridescent purples and oranges in it.
Beautiful, and you got hoods on those too, so
built-in hoodie and gaiter as well.
Awesome, awesome. And UV protection?
UV UPF 50.
Okay,
so
perfect.
UPF 50 on everything. It's all handmade, hand cut, sewn in the United States.
Okay, beautiful.
All made on demand.
Very nice.
We have a tegu lizard and tilapia.
Yeah, we got these tegus. They're invasive in South Florida.
Eating out
and
eggs.
these tilapia here are all over the place. And we actually have a crossbow, and I fish these with a crossbow. And I see you got the arrow stuck in the fish there. That's exactly how we fish in South Florida.
So probably one of the reasons why the shirts are so awesome is because I personally have never had a chance to fish for any of them.
Okay.
So I'm a laborer by trade. I go home every night. I sit at the computer for hours and hours and hours drawing.
Nice.
And, you know, one of my favorites I'd like to catch eventually would be the butterfly peacock.
Beautiful. One of my favorite species right here, the peacock. I actually got a few of these in the pond behind my house, and it looks like he's chasing down a little cichlid here. Mine cichlids, and we got a spotted gar down here. So we literally have all of South Florida represented in your clothing, man.
Yes, sir.
That is
and for
beautiful.
the guys who are a little bit more into like the pythons, the wild hog hunting.
Oh yeah, look at
We've
that.
got the wild boar versus python.
Yeah, we got the hog and the Burmese python, which right now these guys are invasive in the Everglades, and so we do hunts for these in South Florida. So that's really cool.
And it also has got the really cool python camouflage as well.
Okay,
to it.
yeah, awesome. So we got men's here. Looks like we got ladies leggings.
We have a full series of leggings. That would be our redfish legging, and we also have invasive leggings. So we have our clown knife fish.
Nice. Yup, clown knife. Now this is on my list here. I haven't caught one of these yet.
Me too.
But we do have these in the canals near me.
So he's eating grass shrimp on a full moon. You got the South Florida retention
That's
pond wall.
spotted tilapia there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Rusted out wheelbarrow thrown down in the canal.
Nice.
You know, great textures.
Very
you got the clown knife fish spots on the front.
All right. Well, hey, man, Rory, I appreciate it. The clothing looks beautiful, and I really appreciate your artwork. It's really nice, and I appreciate you representing South Florida, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Like I said earlier, I love inflatable paddle boards and inflatable boats. They're so compact, you can put them in the car and take them anywhere. That's my favorite thing. And what just caught my eye here is iReel. They had this incredible looking skiff, little inflatable boat something, but it has all the bells and whistles on it. I walked up to get a closer look, and this thing has a pretty incredible feature I want to show you guys. This is Jimmy from iReel. He's going to run us through the skiff and tell us all the features. Jimmy, good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Thanks for stopping by.
Man. So like I said, I love inflatables, microskiffs, all that type of thing for fishing. And this has some pretty incredible features, but tell me what you told me about the fiber.
Yeah, so starting off with materials, a lot to talk about on the design, but just from a materials perspective, we have a patented material that's exclusive to us for commercial use. NASA and the Navy use it for government and military use, but we have it exclusively for any kind of boat. And so it's called Infinity Fiber. This Infinity Fiber is an incredible material. It is a high-performance composite inflatable that creates 5x rigidity and durability compared to like a typical inflatable structure. So you can see that with these, where this is inflated full 15 PSI. That's a regular drop stitch panel.
Okay.
And then when you do the same
that's
thing.
like a normal paddle board that
yeah,
you
that'd be like a regular paddle board. And this is ours with the Infinity Fiber.
Wait, and okay.
And so you're getting no flex versus same inflation.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, it's going to have a
So
ton
you're saying
more
this is the hard fiber that's baked into here is what's making that so rigid?
Yeah, so this material, when we create this material, it's called a continuous fiber reinforced continuous fiber reinforced thermoplastic. So we have fiberglass carbon in a linear fashion embedded in a thermoplastic matrix.
Okay.
And that is actually a very technically difficult thing to do, which is why this is protected under patent. And it's why it's a very special material. So it allows us to create a really rigid structure that we can roll up and still be portable and make it an inflatable. So that's why this stuff is so unique.
So like a regular hard boat is fiberglass. Fiberglass is super strong, but again, not foldable or anything like that. But you managed a way to kind of merge the best of fiberglass into the inflatable boat scene.
Yeah, it's a great way to think of it. It's an inflatable composite. So not only is it more rigid, but you're getting durability that is going to be like 5x, like I said, versus a traditional inflatable.
Wow.
So we actually take it and we sandwich it between the body of the tube, which is a 0.9 millimeter, really durable PVC to begin with.
Okay.
And we sandwich it between that and this 1.1 millimeter non-skid, which of course protects the sidewall.
Okay.
But the Infinity Fiber on the running part of the pontoons is what gives it insane durability and insane rigidity.
Okay, awesome. So you have this like abrasion resistant material on the outside, then you've got that fiber built into the body.
Right. It's sandwiched in between the two.
Okay.
So that way it's in there, it's protected, and it's providing all that support and rigidity and durability.
Okay, so like if I accidentally hit a coral head, run over some rocks, this is going to survive?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't say that you could never pop this, but the chances are very low.
But you would feel confident going out in the flats, out?
Yeah, I do. I fish this up in Rhode Island.
Okay.
I'm fishing in skinny water. Really, this is a really low draft boat. It's great for that.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting rocks with barnacles and all that. We don't have any problems with that. You know, oyster beds, you're going to have way more confidence in those environments with this type of boat compared to any other inflatable.
Nice. Now this fiber, so in the transom, let's take a look at that. Normally you got electric on here. Would you feel confident with me putting like a little 9.9 or 5 horse on here, gasoline?
I would, yeah. And the reason is because...
hold on, I know you're not recommending it, but...
Yeah. No, we recommend up to a 5 horsepower electric.
Oh,
That's our
okay.
standard recommendation.
Yep.
But the transom itself will support, like I can stand on this bracket here and it will not bend. And it's just like we showed with these demonstration panels.
Yeah.
It is so rigid. This transom, the reason we use the material in the transom is to create that rigidity so that you're never going to have any flex on your transom. Because it's an open transom design, we haven't really talked about the features in the design, but this is open transom. The water all rushes out the back.
Right.
And that open transom design, you need that really durable platform.
Right. So this is hard, puncture resistant, durable. Let's talk about some of the features, because I see you've got seats, you've got GPS mounts, you've got rod holders, everything in here. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so I mean, let's step back for a second and just talk about the actual hull. So this is a catamaran hull. So what that means is we're running on the two 12-inch diameter pontoons.
Yeah. So you're talking minimal surface area on the water. It just gets and cuts through the water.
Right, cuts through the water, and it's also the catamaran's cut through chop. Great.
Right.
Because those waves kind of roll under it.
Yeah.
Now, when you put your motor on, the catamaran is a benefit there because, again, it's very efficient on the water. Your battery's going to last way longer, going to have more range.
Nice. That's incredible.
Yeah, so that's the hull. Now, when it comes to the actual boat, another key feature about this to put your mind at ease a little bit, this is a 5-chamber inflatable. We have 5 chambers. We have the floor, we have the 2 pontoons that are divided by a baffle.
Yeah.
So that gives us 5 chambers. The baffle, which you can kind of see the line here if you look closely.
Okay.
The baffle, what that is a piece of fabric that's separating the 2 chambers.
Yeah.
When we do that, we actually make it as a cone. And the cone is probably about this long. If you were to puncture one of these, that cone, the pressure from here would push that cone out into the chamber that lost pressure.
Okay.
So you would maintain buoyancy and flotation even if you lost a chamber.
Wow. Okay. So 4 individual chambers, but if God forbid you punctured any one of these chambers, the other one will expand and take up some of the slack. So you'll always be able to get this thing home, like running on a spare tire almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Okay. We have 4 universal mounts that come standard.
Yep.
I've got a iCAST switch pad on here now. These are cool because they can just swap out any accessory and pop them right in and out. Those are really cool. Ram mount, they have a similar product. This is a ram mount cup holder, the rod holders. And not only that, but then we also have our patented IL-Link system. So we developed a few years ago a connection system for our hybrid paddleboard kayaks, and it's called the IL-Link system. And it's this series of webbing loops. The webbing loops are super, super durable. This system looks really simple, but it is incredibly durable. We use all marine grade thread. We use heavy duty webbing that's rot resistant and will handle the marine environment. And we also have a custom 3/16 stainless steel G-hook, and that's what allows you to connect everything really quickly.
Okay.
And also to move everything around.
Okay.
See, this is a footrest, and this is our a double inflated seat. So this comes with 2 kayak seats that have a 4-inch a 4-inch inflatable cushion. You can double them up like this to create a more elevated position for solo use. Unique.
And then let me ask you a question. So, this is what 12 and a half foot long, big boat, stable boat, but what about transporting it? What do I need to transport it?
Yeah, so it's inflatable and it all fits in our roller bag, which is right over here. So this boat, 49 pounds for the hull, and it all fits inside this roller bag.
Incredible.
So the roller bag is great. We designed these to always be oversized.
Yep.
So the boat actually is smaller than the dimensions of this bag.
Okay, so I don't need to be a genius, and I don't need to struggle to get it back in its bag.
That's the idea, right? Like, there's nothing worse than buying something that's supposed to fit back in a bag and doesn't fit back.
Right.
So we always do it oversized for that reason, and because we want to give you extra room.
Oh yeah, throw your accessories in there.
You've got this is you can see how much extra room is in here. I've got like my fly rod stuff. The boat is actually just back in here. And we got some stuff in here just to keep this all up because there's all this extra space. And I've got 2 seats in here. It comes with an electric low pressure pump to start your inflation, and then you finish it with our manual pump, and the manual pump tops it off. We just inflated 4 of these for the show, and we were timing ourselves. By myself, I was inflating the boat in 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And with someone helping me, it was closer to 5.
Nice.
So this thing inflates really fast with those 2 pumps.
Nice. This is what I love about inflatables. You can find a local lake that doesn't necessarily have a boat ramp, and you can pretty much get anywhere with one of these. So incredible for fishing, and I love it, man. This boat looks incredible. I hope to get one on the water one day. And thank you so much for showing us around, man. It's a beautiful product, and I really like the design. Thank you so much for showing me.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you on the water and the fly water.
Awesome, man.